Well, my phone says our area is under a flood watch. I don't see no rain. Don't look like it's rained at all. The grass is still damp from dew because the sun ain't burned it off yet. But I should have mowed grass yesterday, and I didn't because I was just exhausted. Oh, I don't feel real good today, but I still need to mow grass. I don't have enough lumber to finish my window. I got this little stick here. That's all I got, about 4 foot. That one piece of lumber. So, I don't know. I need to clean this pile of crap up underneath the sawhorses. They're going to try to figure out a way to mow some grass. Alright, so I put that screen up temporarily. Let me show you how that looks up. Alright, so there's the screen. I didn't put the row of screws up across the top. There's 3. But I'll put these up because I got to paint that back there. Plus I got to put the trim in. It's a block of wood all the way around the window. I don't know what to call it. But anyway, I got to put that trim in. And I just didn't have enough lumber. But I figured I'd put the screen up at least. That way, I was going to put regular screen wire on it, but now it ain't necessary because there's other ways for flies and bugs to get in, so don't worry about that. So, there we go. And like I said, it's just the way I put the screws, it basically pinches the frame together in the corners. And of course on the sides. Oh, there we have it. I'll have to take it down, but that's the reason I put it like it is. Because now you can take the screws out and take the screen down. I gotta do some other stuff. So what I want to do is move this piece of paneling right here. It's a cute little cat laying on the panel, looking at me. But anyway, I need to move this piece of panel. Now, you can't come to me for food. I got food over there. So, anyway, she wants attention. She's that kind of backyard cat. But anyway, I need to move this. I'll use this for a table. And I'll move the sawhorses with it over there under the carport and do a bucket cleanup because it looks like rain. And if it actually does get sunny and dry out, then I can mow this yard. But it needs to be mowed, so hopefully it will dry out. It is looking a lot like rain. So anyway, let's work on this project. So I started cleaning up stuff and putting stuff up, and I came across a piece of wood from my window. So let me get that window trimmed out. I'm not going to try to paint it because I think it's going to rain. I don't want to mess with it. That'd be just a mess. It won't rain on it, but it's too damp, I think. Anyway, I found the wood for the window, so let me trim out my window. Alright. That piece of trim is in there. Like I said, I don't know what it's called, but anyway, that piece of trim is in there all the way around. As good as it needs to be. I'll put the screen back up and open the window back up. Yeah, here we go. On to other projects. So, I'm set up now for a bucket clean out. Ain't gonna be real glamorous. But I do have these buckets sitting everywhere, like, for instance, right there's a bucket. It needs to be cleaned out. There's possibly tools in there. Can't really tell. There's some fence hangers, wire hangers, insulators. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a rag. There's even a screwdriver in there. So there's some stuff in there that needs to be cleaned out. And there's a bunch of buckets in the garage. There's one here that these need to be checked and see what's in these. Can you get them to come apart? Well, darn it. At least the phone's still running. So that's an empty bucket. So anyway, I got a bunch of buckets in the garage too, so that's what I need to do. Yeah. But the sun's starting to burn through the clouds, so the grass needs mowing. Well, let me think about it. I think what I'll do is I'll end up trying to clean that up. Of course, like I said, there's plenty of buckets around here. There's rope here. There's a bucket of springs. I don't know what's underneath the springs. So yeah, got plenty of buckets to clean out. So let's see what the sun's going to do. I'm going to eat a bowl of cereal and see what the sun's going to do. Alright, so I cleaned out mowed out as much of the backyard as I could, which I actually got quite a bit of it mowed. But, alright, so I got most of the yard mowed. But there's a little patch down there I didn't get. But, I'm going to go to the bucket project. So the first step in cleaning out a bucket is, sorting out the stuff you may want to keep. The rest of it, if it's metal, you sort it out and you put it into a scrap bin that you can take to the scrap yard. Ain't no sense throwing away pennies. You either got to pay pennies to throw it away, or you get pennies for scrapping it. Pennies are pennies. So, what self-respecting hoarder doesn't end up with a pile of stuff that he might use someday? Yeah, like washers and boats, miscellaneous fittings. Yeah, stuff that I might use someday. And what happens? I can't find it when I need it. And this is the problem with buckets. I needed these when I was building the brooder. I couldn't find them for nothing in the world. I looked and looked and looked high and low and I couldn't find them. Now, yeah, I'm cleaning out buckets. I'm finding all kinds of stuff I needed. Well, I'm sure there'll be another project. I'll put them in a bucket and I'll forget where they're at. It's standard fare. But anyway, I'm still cleaning out buckets. Well, progress is being made. I have found an assortment of tools. Some miscellaneous stuff that every hoarder needs. And a whole bunch of screws. Most of them are used, but they're star bits, and the heads don't look like they're in too bad a shape. Found some new screws. What happened was I put the box in the bucket, and when I put the box in the bucket, it turned upside down. And, well, that means they dumped to the bottom of the bucket, and I said, yeah, I don't feel like messing with it right now. So here I am messing with it. And a bucket of trash, 3 empty buckets. This bucket here got loaded again. That's brackets or whatever they are for 2x4s, lightweight things. I don't know what they're called. I do, but I don't. Anyway, so I am making progress. So the yellow bucket's going to be my second bucket that I'd start putting stuff in, because insulators. Yeah, these insulators really need to be in a bucket. I use primarily 2 types. I use these, I don't want to call them sharp bites, but they're not. They're lock jaws. They're lock jaws. And these here fit a piece of rebar. And they're just electric fence chargers. I basically have 2 types. I think what I'll do is try to separate them. Because with T-posts you need the lock jaws, and with the rebar you need the yellow and the black ones. So this is going to be my next bucket that I start filling up. Alright, so maybe I'm recording now. I was recording a while ago, but for some reason, it didn't want to record. It just said, no, I'm not going to do it. So anyway, it's a phone, it's a camera, I'm old. And that's just the way it's going to be. It's never going to change. So anyway, I've emptied out quite a few buckets. I've emptied out about something like 8 to 10 buckets. You can see them there, most of them. Still got one over here I got to empty out. Yeah. So now I'm finding tools that have been long lost, and now they're found. This here is a fence clip, barbed wire clip for T-post, for the little clip to hold the fence to. Yeah, it's about the most handy tool in the world, and I haven't been able to find it for a while. Tape measure. Yeah, I knew I had like 2 or 3 of them. I found one. So, I mean, okay, so I'm emptying buckets. I'm proud of that. Now I got a table full of stuff. Kind of looks like a discount bin at a flea market or something. All right, so I just haven't had a whole lot of energy, and it took a lot of energy to get them buckets emptied out. Standing here, my back's starting to hurt. Flies are bugging me. And I got to think about what I'm going to do with all this stuff now. It ended up in buckets because I was doing projects at different places. And so when I got done with the project, I just brought the bucket in and sit it down on the floor. And eventually I come back and do other things and throw tools in there. And then next thing I know, I'm looking for something, I can't find it. And it's in a bucket. Well, the tools are out of the bucket for the most part. There's a couple more buckets in there. But I'm tired. It's Sunday. I need to take a shower. I need to relax, eat me some dinner, get ready for the old salt mine tomorrow, and post this video, I guess. Peace, guys. Thanks for watching.